What is mindfulness and spirituality really about? Like, what's the point of it? What's the purpose of practicing mindfulness or meditation or reading a spiritual book, listening to a spiritual teacher? Well, the best description is probably found in Buddhism, which is pointing to becoming free of suffering. So, what does that mean, becoming free of suffering? Suffering can also be translated into unhappiness or dissatisfactoriness, unease, restlessness, a feeling of incompleteness. So, if you've noticed any of these things in your own life, spiritual teaching or mindfulness, meditation, all of these practices can actually help you to become free of that, help you to become free of the unease, of the restlessness, of the suffering. So suffering being a broader term than just pain and suffering. Suffering can encompass all of those things. It can be pain too, pain in your body. So, and even yoga can help for pain in the body. But all of these practices are under the umbrella of spirituality, even yoga. Even if you're just using it as exercise or as stretching, it's connecting with your body, really, your inner body, and understanding your body on a deeper level. And so we can be free of these feelings that we have. And to be free of it doesn't mean that you will never notice it again, but it's more like you're okay with it. So you may still notice there is some pain in the body, but you're okay with that. You allow it to be there. You allow whatever feelings arise to be there, more than trying to push them away. Pushing them away will help them to persist more, will help the pain to stay there, the suffering will stay there. Whatever you resist persists, meaning that it's the resistance to these feelings of unsatisfactoriness or suffering. The resistance is what is making them persist. It's what's making them stay in your life. So it's not the conditions themselves. It's knowing that there's always going to be unsatisfactoriness in the world of objects. There's always the yin and the yang. There's always both sides to things. There's the pleasure and the pain. There's a duality to the world of objects. The world of forms is another way to say it. And that duality is everywhere around, wherever you look. When you're only seeing the objects, when you're only seeing the forms, you're seeing birth and death, you're seeing light and dark. And these things in themselves don't create suffering until you resist them, until you actually push them away or pull them closer. You want the pleasure and you push away the pain, but yet both exist in our world. So what if we could be okay with the fact that there is pleasure and there is pain and there is birth and there is death? These are the two parts to the objects that we are living with and encountering in our day-to-day life. Even our own body can be seen as a form. The inner body is seen as formless, but the body itself is a form. The mind is a form. Thoughts are thought forms. And so you notice that your thoughts are the same as that, light or dark, good or bad, happy or sad. You have both types of thoughts. You try to grasp at the ones that are the happy thoughts, the happy memories, and you try to push away the thoughts that are unhappy, sad thoughts. You don't want to feel that, but yet you do. And that resistance to the way that you're feeling is what's creating suffering for you. Not the feelings themselves, not the sadness, not the pain, not the loss of a job. It's your resistance to that. It's the way you haven't accepted that that is the case. You have pain, you have sadness, you have, and all of a sudden this transforms the way that you see things. It transforms your entire world, because now you know that it actually is how this form-based, object-based world, thought-based world operates. So just knowing that is freedom in itself. And so freedom from suffering is knowing that there is this duality to the world, and you see it everywhere you look, and no matter where you go. And we're always trying to escape it. We're always thinking, oh, we need to escape that. We need to move somewhere else, go on vacation, move to Portugal, and you're going to somehow find only pleasure. You're looking for only pleasure without the pain. But they come together. It's a package deal. And so you'll go and move somewhere, and yet you still find the same things. You may be able to obscure your thought processes for a short period of time. You may be able to convince yourself that you have found the place. You've found the job, the place, the lifestyle, everything. Everything is perfect now. And then something will start to creep in. You will start to see the other side of things. You will start to see the limitations. And then you'll think it's because of the things again. You'll think it's because of the objects. These aren't the right objects. I need different objects, different forms. I need to fix it. I need to fix the world. And that doesn't work. So eventually you come to spirituality, you come to meditation, you come to yoga, mindfulness, because you've been in the world and you've seen the way that it works, and you've seen that it's unsatisfactory. The way that you've been living is unsatisfactory. And you can even say it's been miserable. Sometimes if you're truthful with yourself, you can notice that it's actually been kind of miserable. You've been missing another part of yourself that you never noticed. And mindfulness and all of these practices can help you to connect with something that is not subject to duality. So it's not that everything is duality, just the forms are duality, the objects. You think that that's all that there is, but that's not all that there is. There's another part to life that we're missing, that many of us are just unaware of. And that's what spirituality is helping to point to. It's helping to point to that other part that is not subject to unsatisfactoriness, unease, restlessness, pleasure, pain. It's actually the acceptance of the world of forms, the world of objects, that is that other dimension, that other way of living. And you can bring that into your everyday life. It doesn't have to just be in your meditation practice, or you go to a retreat, or you watch this YouTube video or another YouTube video, and then you go back into your other duality based existence. You can bring this into your everyday life, and that's what really this is all about. It's about your everyday life, not just the times that you go to the forest or the times that you are with your pet. Those are great times to practice, and I highly recommend practicing when life isn't challenging you. So you can be out in the forest and you can be with your pet or just in a quiet room and practice. And those times will allow you to strengthen your ability to stay present each and every moment throughout the day. And you don't beat yourself up if you're not present. You notice that you're not present, and then you come back to presence. But you do that many, many times over and over again until it becomes just your natural state to be present, to be here, to be in this moment, the only moment that exists. So use spiritual teaching, use mindfulness, use the forest, whatever you need in order to learn about this other part of you that's always been there, just has been obscured or unnoticed. You just didn't realize that this is the essence of who you are. This present moment, this inner body, this formless oneness with all life. And we're not trying to go into an obscure belief in your head about what this is. It's just for you to actually look into for yourself. You have to go down the path and see what's there. Not to take my word for it or anyone else's, but to see it for yourself. That's what's required. And only that can allow you to be free of suffering. Thank you.